everybody, and welcome back to Dragonwing Diamonds. I am here today with a WIP in chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat, I'm just going to talk to you about my week. So today we are going to be working on, or continuing to work on, Halloween spooky pumpkins. We are almost to the end of it. I'm on this is all I have left, is this little chunk here. So, very close, I'm very excited. Okay, so what I'm working with today, I have my, of course the sun's going to start coming out now, my Butterfly Effect Wearers pen. This is the Pumpkin Spice pen. And then, of course, to match it, we have the Pumpkin Spice putty. And then I'm using just regular Cinnabon, well, not regular, but I'm just using some Cinnabon putty alongside it as well. Not putty, glue dots. Oh my gosh, I can talk, I swear. Oh, this is really crooked. Okay, don't look at the camera for a second. I'm going to adjust here slightly. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. My washi tape is some of my newer stuff I got from Amanda Michelle Designs, which that small shop haul will hopefully be coming this week. And then, of course, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm using my trinket tray for the first time. And this is from Amazing Crafts, and I just could not resist her Halloween drop. And then along with that, we also have this cute little trash minder, and then this cute little cover minder. It's a little kitty ghost, I love it. Okay, that's everything. Right, yeah. Hi, Popper. Dog's freaking out because the snow is melting outside, and it's making it, rain, basically, outside our back door, and he's like, what is going on? Okay, Zero. Hey, I don't know what you're trying to bite, but don't bite it. Okay, hope everybody's having a fantastic week. I'm sorry about all that. Let's see. Let me try to decide what color to start with. I decided to jump to this section instead of working on this section because I figured it'd be easier for camera angle and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm probably gonna have both of them done today. These sections are quite color blocky, so it'll go fast. Okay, so it's been a week. Some good stuff happened, some stressful stuff happened, but yeah, it's been a week. So last I talked to you, it was Tuesday or something? Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember which. I think I pre-recorded. I know, it's been such a long week. So what was going on last week? We started our horror unit in my class, which we're reading Stephen King's Pet Sematary. Guys, I'm too afraid to pick up the book. I'm such a chicken. So yeah, I haven't started actually reading it yet, and I'm afraid to. And of course, my fiance was looking at an article, and it was oh, the scariest Stephen King books, and this one was ranked at number 3, I think he said. I'm like, oh great, oh my gosh. So yeah, we're in my least favorite unit because I don't like horror stuff at all. So I'm not enjoying this portion of the class right now, but it'll go quick. And then we'll be into our detective and mystery unit, so that'll be more fun. Oh my gosh, my heart was broken this week when the news about Matthew Perry came out. Me and my fiance were avid Friends watchers. Excuse me. It is our go-to relaxation show and everything like that. We're always making jokes, Friends jokes and stuff like that. Anytime anybody says Leafy, I always go, no, we were looking for Leafy and stuff like that. So it's we quote that show all the time. And it's just kind of bittersweet right now. So yeah, we're heartbroken about it. I do want to read his autobiography now. I mean, I wanted to read it before, but now it's I'm doing the same thing everybody else is doing. It's oh well, he's gone now, so let's rush out and do all the things. But no, I actually wanted to read it, and I think this just kind of moves it up a little bit. I also want to read the Britney Spears one. I'm very intrigued about that one. Anyways, what happened last week? I don't even really remember what happened this week. That's kind of bad. Then, of course, you thought we were good. Sorry, hold on a second. trying to do multiple things at once, and my brain's not letting me. Okay. Okay, letter K. Let's see, last week what happened? I don't really think much happened. Oh, because I was pretty much down for the count, you know. I was sick. I was still recovering from my illness and stuff. Like, I got up with enough energy to, like, do my WIP and chat last week, but, like, oh man, I was feeling like absolute garbage. Finally getting over it, or I don't want to say getting over it, but we're finally moving forward in it, I guess I should say. I am down to just like a little bit of congestion and a cough at this point, which is why my voice is a little raspy, because I like spend most of my day hacking up a lung. There's actually one night where when I went to bed I had a headache because I was coughing so much. It was rough. But yeah. I am feeling better, thankfully. Yeah, I ended up missing my class on Wednesday. I think I filmed on Wednesday, so. But yeah, I ended up missing my class on Wednesday. And then Thursday was like just another like trying to recoup day, but Thursday I was home alone with the babies, as we've been putting it. So I was like trying to recoup while also juggling the two of them. Man, those two together, it's like Sydney doesn't understand that she's not supposed to give her toys a 0. So she gives her toys a 0, and then he chews them, and then he gets in trouble, and then we take the toys away, and then she turns around and gives them back to him. So yeah, we've been kind of like trying to work with both of them, like, hey, you're not supposed to give them your toys, hey, you're not supposed to be chewing this stuff. And yeah, it's been a process. But he's doing good in all other aspects. Like, he's pretty much potty trained now. Like, we only have like, the only time we actually have accidents now is like when we don't recognize his cues, because sometimes he'll like go over to the door and start like playing with a toy or something, and it's like, oh, he's just playing, and then he walks over and pees in the underneath the table here, and it's like, oh wait, no, that was a sign to go to the bathroom. So we're kind of just like trying to take it where like whenever he goes over to the front door, it means he needs to use the bathroom, even if he's playing with a toy or not. So yeah, he's doing pretty good with that though. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, still got a cough left. I'm gonna take some coffee. So yeah, not much happened throughout the rest of the week. Friday was kind of a chill day because we knew we were gonna have a crazy weekend. So crazy. So on, oh, I missed a couple. Let's do that real quick. On Saturday, my school put on a book festival, they called it, and like it was where local small bookstores could come in and like sell some books and stuff like that, and then they had some like panels from like educators and stuff. Like we went to one, it was like world building. It was a world building one from like where we talked about N.K. Jemisin, who wrote the book series that I just finished in my class. Well, we didn't finish the series, but we finished the first book. Zero, what are you doing? So, we went to that panel, and it was really interesting and stuff like that, because, you know, just like, we had like 4 different points of view discussing her series and stuff like that, and one of them did talk about 5th season, and, you know, like, when it came to like questions and stuff like that, my friend Tori, she was asking questions like based on like stuff that we were talking about in class and stuff like that, which was really fun. And like we told them like, yeah, we are in a class where we just studied this and stuff like that. And like after the talk was over, the 2 girls were like, they like, oh, was it this teacher who's teaching the class? Or like, no, it's this one. And they're like, oh, I know this teacher really loved it. I'm like, yeah, she did say like, you know, she told that teacher, and he was like really excited that we were studying it. So that was fun, and then we went and walked around, and we also we left Sydney with my in-laws too, so we like had an actual date day. But yeah, we walked around, and then we noticed the time. It was like, oh, we gotta go. So I ended up buying 2 books. I did. There was like an author actually there signing books and stuff like that, and she writes historical romances. So I was like, oh, I want to try this out. And that looks interesting. And so I purchased her first book, and then she signed it and stuff like that, so that's really fun. And then I purchased a second book because they have like those blind date with a book ordeals. And so the blind date with the book was, it just basically tells you like a little bit about the story, and then you buy it based on whether you think that's interesting or not. And so it's like one that I picked up was like Greek tragedy. I don't remember what it all was, but there's a couple things listed, and I was like, oh, this looks intriguing. So sure enough, I grabbed it, and it was funny. I was gonna wait to open it, and then we're sitting here, and my fiance's like, hey, you gonna look at your book? And I'm like, do you want me to look at my book? And he's like, yeah, I kind of want to know what it is. So I did open it, and it's a book called The Maidens, by Alex something. I don't have the book near me right now, so I can't just look that up easily, but same author who wrote The Silent Patient. And it turns out it's like a book about like a university, and they're studying these plays and stuff like that, and women are going missing and stuff, so it's kind of like a murder mystery type deal. So I'm excited. I can't wait to check it out. And I think the best thing about that is that was not a book that I would just walk in and pick up off the shelf, because I'd be like, oh, I'd look at the title and be like, oh, because I usually like move towards my fantasy books, but with it being like this mystery thing, I ended up getting a book that I judged based solely on these like 3 criteria that were given, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll give it a try. So yeah, looking forward to starting that one. Unfortunately, any fun reading is kind of put on hold because I do have to read a thick Stephen King novel, so I really need to buckle down and just start working on that one. Yeah, and so that was our Saturday, and then we came back and picked up Sydney from my in-laws, and they told us that she was absolutely great, and she had so much fun. She just spent the day playing, and they had some shoes they were going to give her for Christmas, but they fit her now, so they're like, yeah, you can just have them now, because once Christmas hits, there's potential she probably won't fit in them anymore. So we're like, okay, cool. So we got a new pair of shoes for her, like a pair of little Minnie Mouse Crocs for her. Never will escape the Crocs. So yeah. And then release. There we go. Get that little bit of trash out of there. There. Okay, so that was our Saturday. And then Sunday rolls around, and one second, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Sorry, my throat is very dry right now. So Sunday rolls around. 0. Oh my god, he's turned up. Hold on. Hey, get your head out of there. Get your head out. Okay, thank you. Sorry if that. Oh, of course. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Come over here. Come on. Over here. Over here. Thank you. My dog wedged his head underneath my microphone stand here. That's holding my camera, so that's why all that jostling just happened. Okay. So yeah, Sunday was a big day for me. Shay had asked me to join her live, which I know a bunch of you came over after seeing me there, so welcome to all my new subscribers, and thank you guys for coming over and giving my channel a shot. Yeah, Shay asked me a couple weeks ago if I would come on one of her lives with her, and I said, oh, absolutely, I would love to do that, because I love Shay's videos and stuff like that, and being able to talk to her face to face was just an awesome experience and stuff, and I just had so much fun with it. So yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and then she's like, okay, when I'm back at my house, we'll get things going. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I got a message on Friday, I think it was, being like, oh, hey, you want to do this weekend? I'm like, oh, heck yeah, let's do it. It was perfect too. I thought it was perfect too, because I mean, either way, it was gonna. I mean, my life is chaotic on Sundays because my boys. That's our boy swap day and stuff like that. So it was either they were going to be here until 5:30 while I was on live, or they were going to come in at the end of it. So this week it kind of worked out where like they came in at the end of it because they got home, or they came back to us today, or Sunday, not today. So had a blast talking with Shay and stuff and getting to know her better and allowing you guys to get to know me a little bit better. It just was a lot of fun. I was so nervous though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I've never been live with this kind of audience before, so I was a little nervous, but I mean, I think I did good. Everybody tells me I did good, so I'm good there. So that was a lot of fun, and I had such a blast, and it was so fun watching because like we're like, oh, let's get to 400 before the end of the live. It's like, oh nope, we're at 400. I'm like, oh my gosh, and like since then I'm just still climbing. It's so amazing. And then it was funny too because like we were talking about me and Sophie's event and stuff like that because and Shay hasn't read the ACOTAR series, so she didn't know what night court meant. And apparently, like, I totally forgot about this. I mean, I never saw the TV show, but I saw like the mention of it in 30 Rock, but the night court TV show and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh no, this is what it is. And so I was like able to explain that a bit. Speaking of Night Court November, I will have a video coming out hopefully in tandem with this video. So you'll probably see it before you even get to this point of the WIP and chat. Well, maybe, we'll see. Depends on how fast these get uploaded. But so yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then after that happened, there were Sunday Scaries, and my best friend Stealthy, the Stealthy Crafter, she was on Sunday Scaries on her first live ever, so I was very excited for her. She did fantastic also. Oh my god, dog, you're ridiculous. Hey, no chewing the rug. Leave it. Leave it. Go get one of your toys. So yeah, I was very proud of her. She did awesome. And her 2 stories were fantastic. Like, she had me like read the first or the second story that they ended up reading. It was a silly like a silly story. Okay, just making sure you don't take the rug with him. Oh, good, you got your toy. Okay, I apologize. He did find where the squeaker is in his toy, so he tends to like squeak it and start growling at it. So hopefully he doesn't start doing that right now. But yeah, we were like all dying laughing because like it was like a story about an evil milk carton. And then like as Sophie's reading it, she's like, oh my god, I need this like in drawing. And so Veronica ended up drawing it, and you can actually see she posted it on her Instagram page. So if you want to see a milk carton holding a knife and a gun yelling, you should go over there. But yeah, it was such a blast, and I was laughing so hard that I was like coughing my lung up and stuff like that. So that's how you know it was a good time. Doggo, you're crazy. I think that would be enough. Okay, sorry. Mouth is so dry with this cough. Okay, so that was Sunday. Yep, so we had blast in multiple lives. And Monday rolls around, and I had to email my teacher because basically we got points docked off our presentation for not having a discussion question when we actually did have one. And so we were talking to her, and we're like, well, we feel like it's a little unfair that we got so many points taken off and stuff like that because of something that we actually did have ready and stuff like that. And so yeah, I talked to her about it on Friday, and she's like, okay, well, just email me with a question and I will go back and reassess your grade. And so I talked to my group, and I'm like, okay, what was the question again? Because I know somebody had it written down. And then one of the girls got back to me, and she's like, oh, this is what it was. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to send this to Professor Haytalk then. So I sent it to my teacher, and I sent it to her on Monday. And then she's like, okay, I will reassess this. You guys should know by tomorrow at the latest. I'm like, okay, cool. So that was good. And then Monday was also a special day because it was Drake's birthday. My youngest stepson turned 8 on Monday. Yep, his birthday's day before Halloween, so it's always fun because it's always like, okay, first step, birthday, second step, Halloween, okay, we're good. But yeah, we ended up having dinner over at at my fiance's parents' house for his birthday. Because Drake also shares a birthday with my mother-in-law, so we kind of like had twofer. So went over, hung out for a bit. Well, before we did that, the boy's mom stopped over to just give him a hug and say happy birthday and stuff like that. In years past, we've kind of like done like cake and ice cream together on birthdays, but I'm kind of glad we're getting away from that. So yeah, she just stopped over, said hi, asked boys how their day was and stuff like that, and then left. And then we ended up heading out and going to my in-laws. And it was a lot of fun. Had some subs for dinner, or like I know other states call them grinders too, but we call them submarine sandwiches here. It's a little bit, yeah. So yeah, had some subs and ice cream cake, and Drake ended up having an ice cream sandwich because he wasn't a fan of the frosting on the ice cream cake, which understandable. I mean, it does have this unique flavor to it, and like I didn't think, I feel like even I didn't like it for a while there. So, and he's not really a big sweet kid. He'll take salty over sweet any day. Give him some French fries and he's golden. Zero, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, doggo. He's just doing anything to get my attention right now. He's like, pay attention to me, stop doing what you're doing. So yeah, so I had ice cream cake, and then got to hang out with my in-laws and my sister-in-law and stuff like that, and boys got to go crazy for a little bit, and Sydney got to roam around and play and stuff, and it was always so funny because it's like, okay, one point you look down like, okay, where's the baby? And then it's like, oh wait, this adult's missing. Okay, there with the baby. Because she just moves. And my in-laws have a piano, and Sydney loves like going over and start like hitting the keys on it and stuff like that because it makes sound, so she wants to go play with it, and it's really cute. And then, like, at one point, Drake and Sydney were playing the piano together and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's sweet. You guys are doing so good. But yeah, we ended up staying over there for quite a bit. Sorry, I gotta stop out my trays because, you know, we got full up on drills, and this one has a lot of colors in it. I wish our weather would decide what it was doing. It's like, it was snowing, now the snow's melting and sunny. It's like, oh my god, just make up your mind. Preferably make up your mind away from the snow. Shoot, I had another color on that other tray. Well, I'll do it last. Where was I? In-laws. So yeah, we had a blast celebrating both birthdays and stuff, and they both got to open their presents, and as usual, my mother-in-law got books and a sweater, and Drake got a bunch of good stuff. Like, he definitely had a very Pokemon birthday. He's been really getting into Pokemon a lot more, which is exciting for me because, you know, I've played Pokemon games since I was 6 years old, so it's like, yeah, let's do this. Let me school these kids in Pokemon. And sure enough, they definitely use me to their advantage. Like, oh, because I know the type advantages and stuff like that, and what evolutions are and stuff. So they're always asking me questions and stuff. Although it got to the point with Alex where it's like, I'm not answering that question anymore because I know I've already answered it to you like multiple times. So yeah. He just doesn't want to retain the information. He just wants me to tell him every time. So it's like, no, you gotta start remembering this stuff. What color next? oranges. Okay. So yeah, we got him a new Pokemon game. He asked for a specific one, so we got him that specific game. And then afterwards, I get to that point. And then like we got him a wireless controller for a Switch because he was saying like he hasn't been playing it docked, and we're like, okay, you begged for the Switch to have the dock, so why aren't you playing it docked? And he's like, oh well, sometimes I have problems with one of my Joy-Cons and stuff. I was like, oh well, why didn't you tell us that sooner? Like we could have solved this issue a long time ago for you. And so we're like, okay, well, do you want a wireless controller then for your birthday? And he's like, yeah. And so we found one that was Pokemon themed. Alex has a Mario one, and Drake's got a Pokemon one, so we can tell the difference between the two of them. But yeah, so I got his controller, and he's very excited. He's like asking as soon as we got home, like, can or like as in the car and stuff, like, can I play my stuff? And it's like, well, you're not gonna have time. Because, you know, like, the Pokemon game's got to upload and stuff like that. We had to pair the controller to the Switch and stuff like that. And so we're like, well, you won't be able to play that right now, but you will be able to play it tomorrow. We'll get everything else set for him, or set tomorrow. And so after the boys were in bed, like, sure enough, my fiance, like, paired the controller, and we got Pokemon Scarlet downloading or the updates and stuff downloading in a Switch, so he could just, like, go right in and start playing immediately and stuff like that. So yeah, that ended up working out nicely. Well, yeah. And then like we got home and had to like rush to get Sydney in bed, and then as soon as Sydney was in bed, it was like, okay, now I gotta get the boys in bed because we got home pretty late. But it was a fun time, so that's all that matters. But that's like 2 nights in a row there where Little Miss didn't go to bed on time. She went to bed late because on Sunday night she went with my fiance to go get her brothers. So like usually what we are doing is he goes and like gets the boys and I'm laying her down in bed. But I couldn't do that this time. So she went with her dad to get her brothers and had a late bedtime. So yeah, she got some French fries out of the deal though, so I think she was okay with it. Excuse me. I feel like I'm getting more congested as we're going. I'm gonna take another sip. Okay. We got this. So, yeah, that was Monday. And then, of course, yesterday was Halloween. And that was all craziness, too. So boys had a half day of school because there was parent-teacher conferences yesterday. But they also got to wear their costumes to school, so that was fun for my fiance, I'm sure, in the morning. And then, of course, since there was like a half day of school, usually like Tuesdays, my fiance's in the office, so he went into the office for part of the morning, and then he ended up getting home actually right after the boys got off the bus. So yeah, so I had a morning with the littles here, and they were not listening and going crazy and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god. And then the boys came home, and I was like, I was kind of like freaking out, because my fiance said like, oh yeah, I'll try to leave by 11:30, and then that'll get me home with more than enough time for the boys to get off the bus and stuff like that. And then he didn't show up till after the boys got home, and I didn't get a text or anything. I'm like, oh my god, he's not dead in a ditch somewhere, right? Because you know that's what your mind does, it just goes to the worst case scenario. And so I was like, I called him after the boys got off the bus. I'm like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm almost there. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and then he got home, and he was like saying like, oh yeah, sorry, I had a problem I had to take care of and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, next time text me. And he's like, I'm sorry, I was just trying to get home as fast as possible. I'm like, I get that, but next time text me, I thought you were dead in a ditch somewhere. So, you know, very dramatic and stuff like that, you know how it goes. But yeah, then he got home, so he got home okay, and we did reading time first, so the boys went up and did their 20 minutes of reading first. And then we did lunch, which, you know, that was a whole big deal. Like, Alex was in a bad mood yesterday, and it was like we're trying to figure out what was going on and stuff like that. And so, like, he's usually the first person done with his lunch, but he sat there picking at his food and like taking forever, and so we're like, dude, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know, and he just kept saying, I don't know, and then like he had his parent teacher conference, and I was like, are you like nervous about that, or are you stressing about that? And he's like, no, it's not it. I'm like, okay. And so like they finished up their lunch, and then the two of them went to the parent teacher conference, and then I was home with Drake, Sydney, and Zero. Sorry about that. So yeah, it wasn't very long, and Alex is doing really good. The only thing that they're working on with him is him not like interrupting people when he's got a question or a thought or something like that, because he tends to just, he does that at home too with Drake especially, like he'll just like talk over people, and it's like, okay, you need to not be doing that, you need to wait, and then you can ask your thing at the end, and if you think you're gonna forget, write it down on a piece of paper. So yeah, but yeah, everything went good. He's keeping up with his schoolwork, which was a problem in the past, so we're like, yes, thank you. He's actually like staying engaged with school and stuff this time, so heck yeah. And then we were like, and then we had some relaxation time, of course, because, you know, it was like only like 2 o'clock, so like my fiance was finishing up his work, and I was just, honestly, I was just working on this and taking care of, like, chasing around the others and the babies and stuff like that. And yeah, the day actually wasn't too well. I mean, we were just dealing with a couple of like minor things with the boys. Like, I asked him not to do something, and then immediately they start doing it again. It's like, guys, come on. I literally just said don't do this. But you know how it is with kids. And then we decided early on, like, okay, we're gonna do pizza for dinner, but we know like pizza's like it's like the busiest day of the year for them and stuff like that, because I mean, who wants to cook dinner when you're about to take your kids trick-or-treating? So we ordered a pizza, and we ordered it at like, I don't know, I think it was like 3 o'clock or something like that for pickup at 5:30, I think it was, right? Maybe. What was that? Oh, neighbors. Okay. Neighbors are doing renovations on their house, so sometimes we hear that. So yeah. There we go. So we so yeah, we got the pizza ordered ahead of time, and then went to pick it up and stuff like that. Actually, no, we figured out what was going on with Alex at lunchtime, not dinner time. Yeah. Oh yeah, because dinner time was when we went to back up. Okay, so back up to lunchtime. So yeah, we kept trying to figure out what was going on with Alex, because it's like, okay, clearly something's bothering you, and you need to be telling us what's going on. And then, so like, we kept asking him like questions, trying to point him in the right direction, like, oh, is it like, did something happen at school? No. Did something, or are you upset about something? Are you mad about something? And then like, I was like, are you not excited for Halloween? And he goes, I don't know how to answer that question. And we're like, what? And I was like, okay, well, like, and what it actually ended up being was he's trying not to hurt our feelings, but, you know, like, last few years he's been basically like, I think there's only been 1 year in the last 3 that the boys have gone trick-or-treating with us. In that year we went around Eli, or his cousin Eli's old neighborhood, which that wasn't an option this year either. So it's like, okay, so we're doing something new this year and going around our neighborhood, and so it was out of his norm. And Alex doesn't like it when things are out of the normal for him. Like, he does not do well with change, which is why anything, like any little thing that we're adding to their bedroom, we like check and double check and triple check to make sure like he's gonna be okay with it. So so yeah, he didn't want to hurt our feelings, and we just explained to him, it's like, look, even if you think it's gonna hurt our feelings, we need to know what's going on, because like, we need to, like, the best way I put it, I was like, I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. And I keep telling him that, it's like, if you want help, or if I'm not if you want help, but like, you need to be able to feel like you can talk to us about literally anything, even if it is something that you think is going to upset us. And like, what we ended up doing, so when he finally revealed what was going on, we basically just told him, like, yeah, I know you don't like change and stuff like that, but it's gonna be a lot of fun this year. You're gonna have the girls, and like just reminding him of all the good things that are gonna happen alongside of it. And then afterwards, I was like, you need to not be afraid to tell us this kind of stuff, because like, and like I was like pointing out to him, like, what, how, like, did we react badly to it? And he's like, no. And we're like, yeah, so just don't be afraid to talk to us about this stuff, even if it's something that you think is going to upset us, because you know what, we'll just work through it. Like, we'll work through it with you and stuff and help you with it. And so after that, he was in a much better mood. So yeah, I felt bad though, because like he didn't want to tell us because he didn't want to upset us. It's like, no, tell us these things, because then we were able to point the conversation into a better light for him, help him like be like more excited, because it's like, yeah, you're gonna go trick-or-treating with the girls next door, you're gonna have fun. And well, at the point where I was like, oh, and then Sydney's gonna go too, it's gonna be our first trick-or-treating, are you excited about that? And he's like, yeah, I am. So yeah, we turned it around in a good way. And so the rest of the day he was in a much better mood and more excited and stuff. What was that? Okay, so yeah, and then I don't remember what my fiance was doing, but he was out of the room or something like that at one point, and then Alex was asking like, oh, after trick-or-treating, can we play outside with the girls? And I told him, I was like, well, it might be a little too late by that point, because we're probably gonna have to just like get you home and in bed and stuff like that. And so yeah, I told him that. And yes, that is important for you guys to know for what's coming next. And then we just they played their Switches the rest of the day. Drake was jumping between all of his new games and stuff, and I diamond painted. My fiance finished his work, and then he was just chilling on the couch with the boys and watching them play and having Sydney crawl all over him and stuff. And then comes time for dinner, and my fiance had the boys ride with him for dinner and stuff like that, and I stayed home with the babies, which, you know, these little ones, they make me feel so good sometimes. Obviously sarcasm. Because my fiance walks out the door and both of them are sitting at the back door crying. Like, what the heck? Like, you know, I'm still here. I'm here in the room. And no, it's all about dad. All about dad. I mean, I expected my daughter was going to be that way because I was that way too, but yeah. My mom cursed me with a daughter just like me, and she got her wish. I remind her of it all the time. She's like, she says that she feels bad for doing that to me. And then I'm like, yeah, you better feel bad. I'm going to remind you constantly of how much my child is like me. So yeah, they get home from getting pizza and stuff, and we get things squared away for dinner. And squared away means me picking this up off the table and hanging it back up and stuff. And man, every time I hang this one up after I complete more sections, I'm like, please don't fall, because I feel like that eventually this is not going to be able to be held up by that hanger. It's so heavy. So yeah, we're sitting down to dinner and like getting things ready, or like talking and stuff, and then my fiance mentions to me that Alex asked if they could play with the girls after trick-or-treating. And I just look at Alex, I'm like, didn't I already give you an answer to that question? And my fiance kind of like looks at me like, oh man. And Alex is like, yeah. And I'm like, so why did you go and ask Dad? And he's like, I don't know. It's like, no, give me an answer. Why did you go and ask Dad? And it took a little bit of coaxing, because I was also trying to get like a napkins for Drake and stuff like that, because he tried using a tissue as a napkin. I'm like, nope, don't use that. That's gonna like disintegrate. Let's use an actual napkin. And so I was doing that, and in the process trying to get Alex to like say what he was actually trying to do, and he's like, I was trying to get a different answer. And I was like, you know, I gave you an answer. I gave you a reason for the answer, and you still went behind my back like this and stuff like that. And like, I mean, I was upset, of course, because, you know, I'm being a step parent. It's hard because it's like, okay, these kids already they already like have a level of like, oh, I don't need to listen to this person, but it just sometimes it gets worse than other times, and like Alex just needs to learn that he can't be pitting all of us against each other, because he does this all the time. Like, if we say no to something, he'll go and ask his mom for it and stuff like that. So we're trying to get him to stop doing that. And so like last night I will admit I let him see just how much that hurt me yesterday. And so like I was very frustrated and stuff, and I was like, well, I guess I won't go. Like, I was like threatening not to go trick-or-treating and stuff like that, and I was just like, but I actually ended up not being a threat, because Sydney, she's got like I think she's got her cold, and so she was like absolutely miserable all day, and so me and her actually did end up staying home. She didn't get to go trick-or-treating because I just was like, no, she needs to get in bed. But also more stuff happened. But yeah, so yeah, I got very frustrated with Alex, and then, you know, they're like, I don't like fully agree with this. I don't know if it's just me the way I am, but basically they've been teaching the kids like to say they're sorry. Like, obviously you should say sorry when it's done, but then they expect everything to be okay after that. And it's like, it's just like there's some things that just saying I'm sorry isn't enough for, and that's definitely one of them, because it's like I felt like I had no respect in that moment from these kids, and I was just like, well, from Alex. Drake didn't do anything. And so like he said he was sorry, and I was like, I appreciate the apology, but it's gonna take a little bit more than that to fix this, because, you know, like, because all I want is just a little bit of respect, and I think I've earned it at this point. Like, I've been a parent to them for like 3 years now, so so yeah, that was a little drama with dinner, drama with lunch, drama with dinner, you know, that's how it goes. So then, you know, since all that happened and things kind of got pushed back, and we're like, oh gosh. So we're like, okay, well, you need to finish up dinner, you need to get going, because, you know, the girls were going to be, like we said, 6:30, so we're like, okay, well, the girls are going to be ready soon, so let's go. And then, am I hearing? Is it her stepping? I don't know. I don't know, I'm hearing. Okay, excuse me. And so we're just gearing up to go, and we're looking for, like, because we had like these little reusable Halloween bags that we were using for their candy and stuff. Oh, it's the dog, that's what I'm hearing. And so we were looking for those, and like I was looking for them, and because like we got a little tiny cupboard in our kitchen, and that's where like we put the garbage can and stuff like that. And it's got some other stuff in there. And I'm like looking through, because that's where we have all of our paper bags right now. And I was like sorting through those, because I was about to grab out a couple of those paper bags for them to take for their trick-or-treating, and I forgot there was like a glass vase in there, and in the process of moving that stuff around, that vase fell and shattered completely, and like it was like this close to my foot, like inches. Like I was almost about ready to ruin everybody's Halloween with that, like if that had hit my foot. So yeah, nothing like spending your Halloween in the emergency room, but thankfully it didn't hit my foot. And then of course, you know, there's pieces everywhere and stuff, because when glass shatters, it just like it goes everywhere. So I'm like trying to, so thankfully Sydney was like up in her high chair still, so I was like, okay, she's fine. But then Zero like beelines it and starts trying to eat some glass, and I'm like, oh no, and like that's the moment when just everything just shut down for me. Like that was my breaking point. Like I'm like, oh my god. And so I held Zero while my fiance like swept it up, vacuumed it up, got all the big pieces out and stuff like that, and it was just chaos. And I'm just like sitting there and like trying not to cry, because, you know, I don't want the boys to see me crying. And then once it was all done and stuff like that, I just like I broke down. And then I was like, well, I think me and Sydney need to stay here tonight, which upset me even more, because I was looking so forward to her first trick-or-treating excursion and stuff like that, but unfortunately, like, we even got a costume for her, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be, and so I was very upset about that, and I felt like I was like ruining her Halloween and stuff like that, but so yeah. The boys ended up leaving, and then I got Sydney in bed, and then I kind of laid back down in bed myself and just kind of, I cried for a bit. I won't lie. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I cried for a while because I was just so upset, and like I was just feeling like the worst mother in the world at that moment, because it's like, oh my god, like my daughter's the first, like, I mean, it's not her first Halloween, but I mean, it's the first Halloween we were gonna do something with her, and then this is how it ended up, and it's just, I feel like I'm starting to feel like I'm cursed when it comes to holidays. Like, I'm not supposed to have good holidays. I don't know, because like just I don't know. And then like I was talking to my fiance, I'm like, I think it might be a problem with me, because like I have this like fantasy, like I live in a fantasy world half the time, and you know, I have like these holidays like pointed out in my head and how they're gonna go and stuff like that, and then they don't go that way, and then it's just heartbreaking, and it's just, I don't know. It's not like I put too much pressure on it. I just want everybody to have fun, but you know, I don't know. It was just like it was a very rough night, and it's like Halloween's my favorite holiday, and for it to end up like that, I was just like, I was feeling very defeated last night, and so I was just kind of like laying there. I laid in bed, and then I fell asleep, and next thing I know, my fiance's waking me up and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, we're back now. And I was like, oh, how'd it go and stuff, and they're like, oh, really good. The boys like got so much candy and stuff like that, and he's like, you should come down and see what they got. I'm like, okay. And so like I got up and put my sweatshirt on, because you know it's fucking cold. Oh, sorry. It's freaking cold. So yeah, I was like, okay, we're just hold on, I need to sip after that one. Oh my god. So yeah, came back downstairs, and boys were, it was so cute. There was a bunch of candy sitting at my spot here at the table, and he's like, I picked out some things from my bag to give to you. I'm like, oh, honey, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And like, they know Kit Kats are my favorite, and Kit Kats are also Alex's favorite. And actually, I think they're a favorite of Drake's too. And so he gave me 2 of his Kit Kats, and I was like, oh my goodness. So that kind of like made my heart melt a little bit. Maybe like do the Grinch, the heart swells 3 times that day. But yeah, I sat there and ate my Kit Kats and stuff like that, and I told the boys, like, you can have either like 3 small pieces, or 2 big pieces of candy, or 3 small pieces, something like that. They were allowed to have like a couple of things or some candy. So they both were sitting there eating some candy right before bed. And of course I told them, like, you gotta make sure you go to bed though. But yeah, and then they were talking to us, or they're telling me about their trip out there and stuff like that. Apparently, like, somebody down our road has one of the like 12-foot Home Depot skeletons, and somebody else has like an animatronic werewolf and stuff that apparently Drake was petting, because it wasn't on. And then the person was like, asked them if like they wanted him to turn it on, and apparently Alex was like, no. Like, what, were you afraid of it? He's like, no, I liked it when it wasn't moving. I didn't want it to start moving. So yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, it sounded like they had a great time, and they had fun trick-or-treating with the neighbors and stuff, and we figured next year we'll get Sydney out there and stuff like that, but I don't know. It just kind of was defeating for me personally. I didn't feel too great yesterday. But yeah, then the rest of my night was kind of just chilling, and thinking, like, I was like, oh my gosh, I should be filming all these videos, and here I am today doing it. Because I just couldn't, like, if I filmed it last night, I feel like it would not have been a very good video. So, listened to my brain, and did what was right for me. So last night, I actually, you know, everybody usually, like, a lot of people watch Hocus Pocus for their Halloween movies. I watch Halloween Town movies from Disney Channel because I love those movies. So last night I played the first Halloween Town movie, and then I looked, and my fiance was sitting there watching it with me, and I was like, you realize now that we're gonna be watching all 4 of these this week, right? He's like, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, did that and did some diamond painting last night, and just kind of relaxed and kind of mellowed out from all the stress and stuff. Because yeah, we're moving forward now, because it's November, the holiday is over, and we're moving into a very fun and busy month for me. But I'm excited for it. Oh yeah, another thing from Monday that made me like spaz out too was that Katie mentioned our event in her WIP in chat, and like I was just like, I was listening to it, and I just kind of like stopped and went, wait a minute, did I just hear that right? And then I texted Sophie, I'm like, oh my god, Katie mentioned the event, and she's like, oh gosh. Because yeah, that's a big audience right there, so a lot of people just found out about it. But yeah, I'm excited though for Night Court November. We got some awesome prizes lined up, we got awesome sponsors. But yeah, I'm gonna be, probably right after this, I'll probably be, well, after I finish this section maybe, I don't know, I'll be filming another video where I actually do our kickoff video and stuff like that. So yeah, I am very excited. I have no idea where those just went. We'll just do that. Okay, so coming up this week, we got, of course, we got Night Court November stuff coming up. I think next week we'll start like the prize giveaways and weapon chats and stuff like that. So we got a lot of fun stuff to give away. So yeah, you'll probably get double videos today on WIP Wednesday. I gotta do a month in review, and then what else? Oh, I'm probably gonna do a small shop haul, so there probably won't be any unboxings or post reviews this week because I got a couple of other fun videos coming. But yeah, I'll do a small shop haul and brain and month in review. That's what it was. Oh my gosh, why did it take so long to think about that? Okay, so yeah, exciting week and kicking off the event. I got my kit behind me ready to start. Probably just do a quick little section on that tonight just so I can get some drills down and started for Night Court November while I'm trying to push to finish this one because I can't kit up my Nautical November kit until this one's done. Because or I could just buy more storage containers. See, this is a problem I'm having. Like, I have one storage container is holding my cross-stitch conversion, one is holding my mystery kit, which that needs to get done too. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I did not do as much as I wanted to do in October, and I'm kind of disappointed in it, but at the same time, I am in the middle of the semester of my college stuff, so it makes sense. But yeah, and then I do have my Night Court November kit up in my other Elizabeth Ward container. I ended up de-kitting Hazel from Dreamer Designs because I was like, well, I'm not going to get to this right now. And then at first I was like, well, maybe I'll try to push it. Like, I was going to try to rush it to see if I can get it done before the end of the month so I have another finish and stuff like that. And then I just like dumped drills everywhere. I'm like, no, this is going to be put away for now. Just because I didn't, A, I couldn't, and B, I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough drills to finish, and I didn't want to end up sitting there waiting for drills. Although I guess I could have probably swapped out with some other company drills, but you know, either way, I figured I'll save it for either January for Wrap Up Your WIP, or I will save it for next year or something. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, think I'm going to end it here. So once again, welcome to everybody who came. I hope you guys enjoy it here. Hope you enjoy my content and stuff, and I'm excited to have a bigger audience. It's very exciting. So yeah, if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you made it to the end of the video, throw me an emoji, like a Halloween emoji, because you know we had Halloween. And then also like throw me a comment, let me know how you're doing. How did your Halloween go? Did you guys do anything fun? You go trick-or-treating or just chill out in your PJs at home? Let me know. And if you're not already subscribed here and you just listen to me ramble about my life for an hour, I think you'll like it here. So go ahead and hit that little subscribe button down there. And then hit that bell to be notified whenever I post new videos. Generally, WIP and chats go up on Wednesdays, but things like small shop hauls, post reviews, unboxings, those are kind of more random right now, so you definitely want to hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.